Yo, welcome back to another episode of Just Train TV. I got my guy Bradley.
How many episodes do you have?
This is like 42.
Okay.
We got 42.
You really have 42?
Yeah, 42 videos. Been really working hard to give you guys great content. I think you guys obviously know we know how to work out, but I think one of the special things that we really want to share about with you guys is like vulnerability. And another word you use, you could tell the people what words you kind of, what?
Fear.
Fear.
Being fearful. So one of the things we were talking about, and I think it's really important for you guys to think about, is any goal that you have, no matter what it is, before you like start to run towards it, is think about what are you afraid of along the way. Like, what do you think when you go towards your goal is going to scare you the most in like taking that first step and then the third step, and then when you get to like a roadblock, what are you afraid of?
Yeah,
I feel a lot of people.
I think it's great though, because if you identify the fear first, when it happens, it's like, I already saw this coming, so I'm prepared for it. Not to cut you off, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But like, I think one of the key things for like, when we talk about, people ask you all the time, man, how did you become successful? How did you, for myself, and I don't see myself as successful. I don't know where you really see yourself. I definitely worked hard and there's more to do. But like, I think when there's things that have happened that are difficult, because there's difficult times that happen, the fear of failure, I'm like, I thought about it already, right? You can't think about it all, but you know that failure is a part of the process and it's gonna fucking happen.
I mean, I genuinely think that like fear of failure, like being afraid of something, is what stops literally 99% of people. It's not like they get to a point, and then it's like, oh, I'm here, something happened and then like I just stopped.
Yeah.
It's like you normally get there and it's like, okay, you gotta keep climbing, because your goal is higher.
Yeah.
But you're like, as you get closer, you might be like, maybe fearful of like losing a friendship, or fearful of then not getting to that next level because you see so many obstacles. But I think it comes down to like recognizing what you're afraid of, not always like on the actual journey, like, oh, I'm afraid of, let's say if it's lifting weights, like I'm afraid of trying to get under 600 pounds on a squat.
Yeah.
Right? More so like, it goes deeper than that.
Yeah,
like,
for
you gotta
sure.
take it way back to like, when you first started the goal getting towards, you want to squat 600 pounds, whatever it is, you think about why it's important to you.
Yeah.
And I think along the way, people forget that fear, the thing, not necessarily that fear, but they forget that why they're doing it. So as they get closer to it, instead of thinking about that thing that first motivated them, like that why, that real reason why they got on that journey in the first place.
Yep.
It's not just about squatting 600 pounds. Like, there's a reason why you're like, why that is important to you. It's not just that number, right?
Yep.
But as they get closer and they get further away from where they started, they start to look at everything that can go wrong.
Yep.
And I know in my personal life, like with building the business, the gym, all the stuff that I've done, that's one of my biggest things. I noticed that like I start to worry more, and I'll look at like the worst case scenario instead of like all the good things that are happening in my life.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people get stuck in that, because I know there's been moments where like for months at a time, I'm just like, I'm worried about everything, but it's like, but I have so many good things and I fail to look at them because I'm so caught up in the fear.
And I think it's so important that we really focus on the positive, right?
Absolutely.
And understand that we're vessels, right? To help one another, to push each other to be better. And I think to become a vessel is to take ourselves away, to understand that we can help ourselves. And so once we start helping ourselves, we become more valuable to other people, to kind of push them and motivate them to a new level. But because it becomes like, really, I've been telling a lot of trainers this, is like, what do we sign up for? What did you sign up for? Is to help people. So the whole goal is to be a vessel to really motivate and help people. So the number one thing for you when you started this, that was a fear, right? To say, I'm gonna put my life on headline news, right, on social media, and I'm gonna allow people to criticize, critique, but then that fear you have to overcome to say that I'm gonna be better because I'm a vessel to help people. Fuck what the people or haters are gonna say.
Right.
What's most important is that I can help inspire people to be the best self, whatever it may be, right? And so the fear doesn't matter anymore. And so the bad things, we have to focus on the good things. Like you were saying, it's like, I have to put all the energy of good into what is going on rather than the energy of bad. You know what I mean?
And I think it's super important to understand, like when you, like for me, for example, as I got closer towards my goal and I started to like get like more of the things that I wanted in my life, or things that mattered to me. Like I said, I was focusing on things that I was afraid of, like losing this, losing that, losing a friendship, losing some business, whatever. But the thing that I think is super important for people to understand and for people to think about is like not just focus on all the good things, like realize that like, because fear at the same time is a motivational thing.
Yes, for sure.
And it's what has pushed me pretty far.
For sure.
So don't completely neglect your fear. You have to like address it.
Yeah,
you have to,
absolutely.
And be able to use it in a way that like can benefit you and understand that like being afraid of something, because I've developed anxiety over the years.
Yeah.
But it's like it's derived from fear, because I'm afraid of losing these things. I'm afraid of not having what I have.
But that keeps you hungry.
Yeah. So it's finding the balance of not letting it cripple you.
Yes.
So you can't like completely forget about it.
Because fear is such an amazing thing, right? Because I think that if you use it the right way, right, the fear of everything you worked hard for that you're gonna lose wakes you up, helps keep you motivated, helps continue to keep you pushing towards that bigger picture, that bigger goal. Because at the end of the day, we cannot become stagnant in where we are. So we have to allow fear to motivate us to continue to push us forward. That the fact that I've worked this hard and something, if I become lazy, the fear of laziness could take everything away from me. And there's one thing I've been listening to that's very important in understanding where we are in life. And I think being a leader, he kind of talked about leaders don't always start off at the front. Sometimes they start off in the back of the room, right? And leaders work themselves up and they see their progress and their process, and we share that. And so that's where you were. You didn't start with the gym. Your leadership became,
anything.
Right? Your leadership became from the fear of putting yourself on that line to say, you know what, I'm a bet on myself.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I think you're talking about as far as like leadership goes, I think being vulnerable, like we were talking earlier, is one of the most important things, not just in recognizing fear, but being vulnerable. Because I think a lot of people today, like, especially with like the whole social media world, people put their best life, people like your best life.
Yeah.
So when you see people on Instagram and the internet, it's like, that's someone's best life most of the time.
Yeah.
But it's not always the most realistic thing. So I think a lot of people, they get demotivated because they see this like, the best photos, the best cars, the best life, the best everything, and then they look at their photos maybe or their life and it doesn't look like that. But you got to understand that like there's always more to it, and I think the leaders who are going to be the most successful in the next 5 to 10 years are going to be leaders who are vulnerable.
Yes.
To show people like this is really my life.
Yeah.
Not just my highlight reel.
Yeah.
So I've always tried to just be like, to share about my anxiety, to share about my depression, to share about my loss of my father, to share about losses that I've had in my life. Yeah. While I've been able to overcome them along the way. Because I think when someone could see that someone else, oh man, everyone knows it's like, oh, you've been there, you felt that you become more like a real person to them.
Look,
instead of like just a thing on the internet.
It's so funny, right? Because that you talk about that, because I lost my mom. Right? And I lost my mom through illness, but I empathize and I understand where that came from to motivate. But we got to take those things that we've been gut punched with, right? Where people, what you said in the social media world, where everybody's like, oh my God, life's so great. I'm in the club, I'm turning up, I'm partying, and I'm having all this.
Flexers,
right? And it's all this shit. But then at the same time, do you understand how I've got here, right? Do you understand my process to why I'm in this position today? You know what I'm saying? And that's where you're sharing all that to really say, this is my happiness, right? And because I've been through this, that these things don't make you happy, but you've been through a dark time, and we understand that dark times don't last, strong people do. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's what's the most important part, is that to understand that you have to become a vessel, be vulnerable, right? Leadership is important no matter what part of leadership you're at, right? Leadership is the leadership of your title, right? I think everybody's like, I'm a boss, I'm a CEO. It's like, are you a leader? Are you a leader in what you're tasked to do, right? Are you a leader? If you're cleaning up this fucking facility, are you making sure you're doing that shit the right way, getting it done, making sure that you're in lead of what you're set out to do? And so a lot of people go, well, I really don't got a good job, but are you actually doing the fucking job good that you have? You know what I mean? So you can work your way up and be recognized or whatever that may be, and then fear. And we talked about
to embrace fear.
Embrace fear, because fear is never gonna go anywhere. Because as we take new journeys, there's always fear that's gonna come with new journeys, right? Always. Because it's the unknown. It's the fucking unknown. And so I'm excited, right? Because for me, to see your success and where you are in the fitness industry is dope. We've talked about this before, but it's like, damn, I came and I learned something about this guy that I never had the chance to sit down and actually listen and understand. And so when I see him, it's love, because now I understand where you come from. I understand the fear that you walk in every day. So everybody sees you talking about blah, blah, and putting this on social media. Let's not forget that you come from a strong place, a stronger place. And this makes you stronger. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I think that's very important that we share that. And you know, I'm just happy that you guys are at Just Train TV. You know, obviously I'm in a Just Train t-shirt that you can go get at justtrain.com. Yeah. And then, you know, you got B Martyn, Be More Fit.
Be More Fit? Nah, Be Fit, baby.
Oh, that's, fix it.
It's beingfitgear.com is where the good stuff is.
Okay. And then, but this shit's good too. I mean,
no, it is. Don't call it shit, it's good.
No, my shit, I just say shit, not like bad.
Okay.
It's like good.
This is good.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
we
that's
working. Yeah, it's like slang, like
it's
cool
like
shit.
Culture.
Yeah, no, it's like culture. Oh, really good.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like zoo culture.
Oh, see how he tries to take that shit out? Hey, yo, man, thank y'all for watching Just Train TV. We here, motivating. Thanks, B, for being on here, man. Sometimes I forget his name, so I just call him B. Thank you so much.
That's my name.
No.
I don't know why you said that.
No. Because you see, I'm strong. No, see how I did that?
You did some extra.
I mean, like he's strong, but like I told y'all before. But no, thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate this guy for being on here for me. Yeah.